Hello everyone, welcome to English, Science and Beyond. Today we will be exploring part 4 of 1119 Paper 1. Well, this part is said to be one of the most challenging because you need to thoroughly understand the content and the main point that is discussed in the text. Also, this part, or maybe you would call it section, tests your understanding of the flow of a text. Other than that, you will need to understand how ideas are logically connected. Okay, as I've said before, part 4 is one of the most difficult tasks in this paper. If you're not familiar with the format by now, part 4 is all about having a complete text where 6 sentences have been removed. So what you need to do in this task is that you need to choose from 8 possible options, A to H, to fill the gaps, to fill these missing sentences. It has your understanding of the flow of the text. Okay, it has your understanding of how well do you know the cohesiveness of a given text. You will also need to understand how ideas are logically connected. This task is a true reading task unlike other parts of the exam. Why do I say so? Because in the other sections of the exam, if you are a proficient English speaker, you may get away from just reading an excerpt of the text to get your answer. But in this section, you will not be able to get away by just reading small section of the text. In fact, if you do that, you might end up choosing the wrong answer even if you have a strong proficiency in English. So here I've summarized the 4 main steps that outlines the best techniques to answer a gap text. So the first one is that you have to read the text thoroughly. As you read the text thoroughly, try to summarize every paragraph. Think about the main idea that the paragraph is conveying. And based on these ideas, you will have to think about what information might be missing from this gap text. After that, you have to look at the sentence before and after the missing gap. Okay, in the next step, you are required to read all the missing sentences. We have sentence A to sentence H. What you need to do next is that you have to analyze the sentence. Then, underline the reference words, or what I would like to call them as important phrase, important key that give you the clues such as nouns, pronouns, linkers, and tenses. Okay, things like pronouns, for example, they tell you the main subject matter that was mentioned in the previous sentence. Okay, you can also use linkers. For example, if you are given the linkers however or but, that signifies that the sentence before that is something negative, and you are trying to, and the sentence that appears after that, the one that is given to us, is something in contrast to that. So it can help you to find which of the which of the sentence option in the answer option is the most relevant. Okay, so the next step is choosing the answer. When matching the sentences, you have to check all the reference words that you highlight. What I meant by this is something related to step 2. Okay, you choose, okay, you select the reference words that you've highlighted in both the text and in the answer option. Okay, and then see which one, okay, which of the answer gives the highest degree of relations or associations with the phrases that you've highlighted in the given text. And then if they match, then that's probably the answer. So how do you assess whether the answer that you've selected is accurate or not? You have to reread the text to see if it fits or not. The final step is something to ponder. Make sure you read the text and the options given. You don't have to always start with the first gap. You can always start with the easiest one and then to the hardest gap. Such almost like building your momentum. Okay, from the one that you can answer easily without paying much effort to the one that you have to pay more effort to. This also contributes to your time management. A lot of students the weakness of a lot of students in this section is that they don't know how to manage their time well. So one of the key techniques to overcome that problem is to start with the easiest gap and build your momentum up to the hardest gap. Okay, so Okay, the instruction will be read the text to get a general understanding. Okay, skim through this text and then you get a general understanding. And then after that, write a word or two on the side of each paragraph so you know the topic for each paragraph. Because sometimes when you get overwhelmed, okay, when you get overwhelmed with the information, once you move to the second paragraph or the third paragraph, you forget all about the main idea that the author tries to convey in the previous paragraph. So let's look at the first paragraph. I used to work as a part-timer. Uh, okay, let's skip this one. Okay, let's look at this example here. I had been a passionate and obsessed chess player in high school. Okay, blank. I would stay up at night studying chess games and playing against my twin brother instead of doing my homework. In addition to that, during the day, I would go to my high school chess club. 20. Blank. I wanted to play at every game that I would participate in. It had been my aim to be the best chess player at the time. So this paragraph is all about passion for chess and desire to be the best. Okay, so based on this main idea later, you will use this to find out what are the points that are missing or what are the sentences that are missing from the paragraph that are given in the answer option. Okay, let's look at the next paragraph. After playing against and beating one of the best high school chess teams in my area, I thought I was ready for the next level. Blank. In the open, there were grandmasters and local legends that I dreamed to beat. I knew I had to train harder than I ever had to be able to compete with them. Blank. Thus, I decided to download. Okay, I've missed an I here. I've decided to download a chess computer program. I chose one of the best that I thought, which was about as strong as I was or a bit stronger. It had great rating points, which is about expert strength or that of a candidate master. So this paragraph is all about the decision to take his or her chess game to the next level. Every day, okay, this is our last paragraph. Every day, I would set up a 5-game match between the computer program and I. It was just my chessboard, the chess clock on the table, and I against the chess program on my computer in my quiet room. Blank. I always had my opening preparation before the games and constantly studying other aspects of chess as well. Blank. That was my routine for a whole month before the day of the competition. I was ready to take on any competitors and win the championship title. This paragraph is all about daily routine in preparation for a competition. So these are our missing sentences or our answer options from A to H. Okay, so what you need to do is that you first have to read all of them. I wanted to enter the district chess open tournament. At that time, chess meant almost everything to me. I was treating the matches as a sort of a chess boot camp. Chess was my favorite game to play when I have free time. I made sure I had everything set up and I was mentally prepared for it. I got my friends to compete against me every day as part of my training. Most of my time was spent on chess than my studies. Unfortunately, I did not have any friends who are grandmasters to train with. Okay, now that you've read all the sentences, okay, you've understood what they meant. Now what you need to do is analyze each of the sentence and underline any reference words or the highlights. Okay, I've done that for you, so this is it. Okay, I wanted to enter the district chess tournament is the first keyword for the first missing sentence and so on. Okay, now what you need to do again is go back to the text and read it again. Look for clues in sentences before or after the missing text. And then choose the answer based on the highlighted words. How do you choose the answer? Again, by relating your clues in the given sentence, in the given text, and relate them to the clues that you highlighted in your answer options or in the missing sentences. Okay. In this first paragraph, I've already highlighted that the phrase in the sentence before the text is the clue. Okay, I've already highlighted the phrase in the sentence before the text, which is a passionate and obsessed chess player, the main clue here. Now look at each of the missing sentences given in A to H. A to H. Okay, look carefully and then identify the clue that can connect with the text. Sentence G, most of my time was spent on chess and my studies. Sentence G talks about the writer spending a lot of time with chess, and it fits beautifully with the first gap, where the sentence before and after talks about the writer's mention of being obsessive with chess and spending a lot of time with chess. Okay, see? So, okay, the first clue is that a passionate and obsessed player, which tells us that, okay, the writer is obsessed with playing chess. And then the next clue, which is right after the gap, would stay up late at night. So that tells us that this author is spending a lot of time with chess. Right? Okay. So you were asked, okay, so that is how we know that, okay, sentence G is the answer. Now try to take some moment, okay, pause this video or whatever, try to take some, okay, a moment to yourself and try to figure out the clue for the gap in question 28, okay, and then, yeah, try to replicate the steps that I've shown you just now. Dun, dun, dun. This is just a pause, okay. Okay, if you're done, we can now resume the video. Welcome back if you recently resumed the video. Okay, now, okay, the context clue for question 28, okay, is it given here? Okay, it's not given here, so okay. Okay, so 28, okay, let's look at our answer. In addition to that, during the day, I would go to my high school chess club. Yeah, I wanted to win at every game that I would participate in. It had been my aim to be the best chess player in the world. Okay, so what could be our context clues? Okay, let's look at. I wanted to enter the district chess tournament. At that time, chess meant everything to me. Okay, sometimes you might get stuck, and all you need to do is reread the options again, reread your paragraph again, and try to figure out what would the clues would be. Okay. Okay. Okay, look at this one. The author talks a lot about spending time and devoting himself. Okay, devoting. The author talks a lot about devoting himself to chess. Why? Because he or she would go to the high school chess club, and then he or she wanted to win at every game that they participated in. Okay, why? Is there any? Okay, so these two signifies that chess is an important part, is an integral part of their life, because see, they devote, okay, this person devote himself or herself to chess by joining high school chess club, and on top of that, they aim, okay, it would mean a lot to them if they're able to win at every game. Okay, so it's about desire to win at chess, to be really good at chess, and also the devotion to chess. So which one of the sentence here tells us something in the line of devotion and desire to win, to be good at chess? Okay, the closest sentence that gives us that clue would be, at that time, chess meant almost everything to me. Okay, so 28 is B. Why? Because sentence B talks about how much chess meant to this person, to this author. So which correlates, okay, which is harmonious with the clue in the sentence before the gap and the sentence after the gap. Okay. Okay. Now let's look at the second paragraph. After playing and beating one of the best high school chess teams in my area, I thought I was ready for the next level. Yeah. In the open, there were grandmasters and local legends. Okay. How do I know? Okay. In order to find the gap, in order to find the missing sentence in the gap 29. Okay. So my clue here is next level. Okay. And then actually this could also be a good clue. Best high school chess team in my area. Clue here is in my area. I thought I was ready for the next level. And then sometimes clue can also appear after the gaps, right? So the next clue for gap 29 is there were grandmasters and local legends that I dreamed to beat. Okay, this one is the clue. Okay, so this is all about, okay, This is all about what? This is all about, okay, wanting to bring their game to the next level, right? Wanting to beat more and more people other than just the people that this person have regularly competed with, right? So okay, they want to get out of their comfort zone and they want to beat more. They want to beat people that has a higher level of expertise. So which one of the sentence options here means almost the same thing? Okay, wanting to get out of comfort zone and wanting to beat someone with a higher level of expertise than the ones that this author is comfortable with. Okay, let's look. The only sentence that signifies this kind of idea or this kind of expression is sentence A. I wanted to enter the district chess tournament. Okay, why? Okay, let's look at the notes here. In the second paragraph, notice the highlighted phrase that appears before the missing text. Now look at each of the missing sentences given, A to H. Now identify the clue that can connect with the text. The phrase before the missing sentence in 29 talks about how the writer is ready to leave his comfort zone and leave in comfort zone and engage in competitions that can challenge him even more. Okay, as I've told you before, this clue is all about how the author wanted to get out of his comfort zone and receive more challenge than the ones that he is used to. Okay, now sentence A is all about how the writer wishes to enter a chess tournament beyond the area that he usually plays in. Why? Because it's given here, district. Okay, so hence these two contexts fits nicely. What about the context clue for 30? Pause this video and ask yourself, can you figure it out? Okay, welcome back. Okay, now gap 30. Let's look at the context clues given here. Sentence H talks about the writer's problem, which is not having any grandmaster friends to compete with this one. Unfortunately, I did not have any friends who are grandmasters to train with. And this is in line with the phrase before it, okay, about this one. In line with the text before the gap, okay, I knew I had to train harder than I ever had to be able to compete with them. Okay, so these two clues, train harder, be able to compete with them. Okay, talks about how the writer needs to train harder that would make him or her qualified to compete with chess experts, for example, grandmasters and etc. And sentence H and this phrase or these clues blends together to form a cohesive expression. This is the last paragraph. Okay, so you know the drill by now. Okay, first you have to find the phrase that gives the hint to the missing sentence, which are these underlined, and I've underlined the clues here. Chessboard, okay, chessboard, chess clock on the table, and I against a chess program on my computer, quiet room. All of these signifies what? Okay, find the sentence from the list of sentence choice that has the sentiment of being associated with the underlined sentence. Okay, so you've picked your clue phrases. After that, you have to choose any sentence from the options here, okay, that has the same sentiment of being associated with the underlined sentence. Okay, right? What I meant by this is that, okay, whatever clues you've chosen here, choose any of the sentence here that contains the clues that that corresponds to the same idea. Okay, so if you were to look at the options here, chessboard, chess clock, and chess program, all of these signifies preparation. So which of these options here talks about preparation? Only sentence E is related to preparation. So the answer for 31 would be sentence E. What about gap 32? Okay, opening preparation before the games and constantly studying other aspects of chess signifies sharpening an existing skill or learning new skills. Okay, and out of all the sentence options that was given here, only sentence C is related to studying, learning, and sharpening an existing skill. See, I was treating the matches as sort of a chess bootcamp. What do we mean by the word bootcamp? Bootcamp means a short but very difficult training program, which tells us that this person is trying so hard to be proficient at a skill. Okay, a program or situation that helps people become much better at doing something in a short period of time. Okay. Hence, that tells us that 32, the sentence for the gap 32 is sentence C. I was treating the matches as a sort of chess bootcamp. Okay, let's look at the first practice.